Alright, good afternoon everybody. It is quarter of 3 on September 3rd, a Thursday. We are watching SPY here as it is at a very critical point. I say that because the last high we had was 196.51, current high of 196.46, so need to set a higher high here, but we also have the added resistance of the 100 period moving average of 196.56. So a nice big bounce here for SPY, but still a couple hurdles to get over before we go bullish for the end of the day. Let's check in on a couple of stocks here to start. We got Suni, had a nice break up to and over $12. We could see the volume show up right here on this candlestick. I'll zoom in here for you. So bullish volume showed up right here, and after that, that got us up to 11.94 on that candlestick, and we made it all the way up to 12.11. So a nice move there. Currently setting a lower high and consolidating a bit. Want the 20 period moving average support to hold at 11.84. We will see if it's able to do that. It's been following SPY a little bit here midday. Looking at GoPro, which has been a very bearish stock today, falling off a cliff, setting a low lower than yesterday, and looking like we are going to test the low of weeks ago, which was just below 37.50. That being said, we are seeing a nice little potential bullish reversal here, trying to turn the 20 period moving average of 39.12 into support. If we see a break of 39.28, we could be bullish for the end of the day on GoPro. Twitter has an ugly daily candle forming, which leads me to believe we're going to see a test of 27.44, the middle Bollinger Band support on the daily chart. On the 5-minute chart, we are seeing a higher low set in and working on breaking the higher high. We had a high here of 28.40 and a high of 28.40, so that's a little double top, and we'll see if we can break it. We have currently turned the 100 period moving average into support of 28.34, and we are looking good for a potential 28.40 break, which would be a higher high and a good sign for the end of the day for Twitter. Tesla here dropped all the way down to 245 and is now trying to bounce back up. The previous high here of 247.88 is the target to break, and then we have the 200 period moving average resistance of 248.92. So work to be done there as well. You can see volume was decreasing on this uptrend, not a good sign for the bulls. And we will have to see if that follows SPY as well. You can see everything is seeing a little recovery here, just as SPY was. So we'll see what kind of strength we have there. We'll check in with Apple, and then JC, I'll get to your list. So there's the bounce we're seeing in Apple as well as SPY and many other stocks. Let's see what the previous high was we had here for Apple, which we have broken above. High of 110.96. And saw a new high of 111.15, so a higher high has been put in. That's a good sign. We have the 100 period moving average resistance of 111.91. That is a potential next target if we can get some bullish momentum behind Apple here. Let me scroll up so I can change tickers. Yes, Suni can go up or down, and I pointed out 11.84 as support. Google is currently testing 200 period moving average support. We'll see if it can hold that. That level is 607.79. Still in the pattern of lower highs and a very steep downtrend today. So step 1 will be turning this 200 period into support, and step 2 will be breaking the previous high of 611.70, which is right about where the 100 period moving average resistance is, 611.72. So a big hurdle there for Google as well. Looking like SPY is pulling back from that level that was pointed out, unable to set a higher high and pulling back from 100 period moving average resistance. So now coming down to test the 200 period moving average support again of 196.05. Amazon also seeing the move that SPY is seeing, getting above the 200 period moving average resistance of 507.92, trying to maintain it. Would need a higher high above 510.33 to look really good here. That's going to take a lot of bullish momentum, and as we see SPY pulling back, it's making it less likely that these stocks are going to see a higher high unless we see SPY do it. Netflix did set in a higher low here, so that has it going for it, and you can see it broke the trend by setting a higher high. So Netflix is looking a little bit more interesting than anything else I've just looked at. Let me get a better zoom in here. So we had, stop zooming in. We had a low back here, and then a higher low. After we broke the pattern of lower highs, we are now setting a higher high. Above this, we had a high of 102.38. Current high up here of 102.77. So getting over this 100 period moving average resistance is going to be the next hurdle, 102.91. And the 20 period moving average resistance of 101.53 is going to be the level to watch to hold on a pullback. TQQQ. Also seeing the same kind of move that SPY is and pulling back with SPY as well. Unable to set a higher high. The high back here was 93.61. 93.63, but that's close enough to be called double top for me, so need to see a break of that more significantly. 200 period moving average support of 92.78, 20 period support of 92.73. Those are going to be tested here. BABA has looked good all day. Getting over 66, looking like we're going to close above that level. Higher lows, higher highs, steady uptrend looking good. Yes, Jana, I will look at RAD. I also looked at it the first time you asked. You might have missed it, but I did get to it during all that action. Able to hold the 100 period moving average support here, and now working on its way back up. Set a higher high over this one, and now we're trying to work on the high back here of 827. Support is the 100 period moving average of 821, and the 20 period is also 821. So need to break 827 and hold 821. So let's see a check-in on SPY. Had a little bit of consolidation off the 100 period moving average resistance, bounced off the 200 period support. So looking like we might have a little channel here. We're going to watch and see for a break in one direction or the other. We're going to watch Twitter here towards the end of the day. Twitter and Netflix are the more bullish looking stocks of anything I looked at, and that is because they set higher lows compared to first thing this morning and are now trending up. So Netflix needs to break the 100 period moving average resistance, and Twitter has already done so. So Twitter has no moving average resistance above it on the 5-minute chart and is looking to start making a bullish climb towards the end of the day. Guild is bouncing up. Resistance of the 200 period moving average 103.29. Looking at the daily chart. Support is down at the previous two low of days. Those were 101 even and 101.02. So we'll call it 101 even. Appears it is going to be tested. Maybe not today, but a bearish rejection for the fourth time in the past 6 days off of the 10-day moving average resistance for Guild. SPY is going to test the 200 period moving average support again. Key test. We'll see if it can hold it. It held it on this initial back test and is now testing it again. Oil has pulled back from its highs this morning. and UGAS is still looking strong. We need to close above 175 on UGAS. So for SPY, we've got support at 196.07 and 195.95. If we get closes below those levels, we're going to come back down and test the low of the day. An hour and 5 minutes are left in the trading day, and we are about to begin power hour, which is named so because the volume increases as people close positions and trade the volatility that we see in the last hour. So Sunni will be watching for a close over $12. That will indicate a potential follow through of bullish activity tomorrow. I want to remind members that I am going to be taking a half day tomorrow, and we'll be covering the market in the morning. We'll do the normal webcam pre-market into the morning. I'll do it probably from 9:15 to 10:30 before I sign off for the weekend. You guys can hold down the fort and utilize each other's eyes, and Siku will be here as well. Doubt I will miss much action in the Friday afternoon session, but there's always opportunities. So here's SPY breaking 200 support right now and coming to test the 20 period, breaking the 20 period. We still have 4 minutes left to go in this candlestick, so we'll see if bulls are able to regain these support lines before the close of this candle. So definitely a bearish day. This rejection right here was even more so bearish, unable to set any kind of higher high. Just a steady downtrend since 11 a.m. this morning. We'll see if we can form a higher low here and make another attempt back up at the 100 period moving average resistance. Sunni pulling back, along with SPY and along with many other stocks, I assume. So we got the 20 period moving average support at 1186. It has been tested and passed the test once, this 5-minute candle. We'll see if it's going to come down again. We got decreasing volume on this downtrend, so that's a good sign for the bulls. But with 3 minutes left in this candlestick, it's looking like we'll see an increase here. So here's SPY pulling back and bouncing a little bit, trying to regain this 20 period moving average support within the next 3 minutes to maintain it. Tesla's fairly close to its low of day of 245. And if you're looking for anything to play bullish today into the afternoon, it would be either Twitter or Netflix, as they have looked more bullish than anything else that I have looked at, which makes me want to look at Facebook. And again, nothing there really, just lower lows and unable to set in a higher high. Let's see what PCLN's doing. Same thing. Might have set a higher high by a small fraction. 252.88. 252.97. Again, for a $1,200 stock, that's not significant at all. And coming down to test the 100 period moving average support. So 1 minute left to go in this candlestick. Looking like the bulls recovered some of those losses. About to close here, and looking like we're going to maintain the 20 period moving average as support and working on the 200 period moving average resistance. So closed just under it, but close enough that we're going to have to watch how this candlestick forms. Looking like we might be able to maintain this and make another run at the previous high and the 100 period moving average resistance. So all about 196.51 right now, and the resistance of the 100 period moving average is 196.56. So two little hurdles there to get over. So there's Twitter seeing some of that bullish follow through. Looking good here as we have three higher lows now. Best looking stock out of any of the ones we looked at. So Loco is really pushing its limits here to see if the 10-day moving average of 1248, we need to close above that level. We'll watch that into the close here with an hour left. AA is seeing a nice higher high. We had a high back here of 957. Just breaking it now. Really nice volume on this uptrend. That's another one who's looking pretty good as it set a higher low from the morning and is now working on setting higher highs. So we might see SPY bounce between this 200 period moving average support and 100 period moving average resistance for the next short while before perhaps breaking it in the last half hour or so, or it could break it right now, who knows. But this is the channel we're watching. Blue line resistance, red line support. Three minutes left to go in this candlestick. Upper wick on this candlestick is showing the bears stepping in and profit taking, so definitely another point in the bears' favor if we were to close with the candlestick looking like this. Previous candlestick had the bulls buying the dip, and now we have the opposite, so that's showing a lot of indecision here. So Twitter's the play to watch if you're looking for anything bullish. And if you're looking for anything bearish, take your pick and wait to see if SPY sets a new low here. One minute left in the candlestick and very insignificant volume compared to the previous one. Bulls attempting to regain and confirm the bullish reversal that this hammer was dictating. So not much action here. I'm not going to stay on the webcam very long. If you want to ask about any additional tickers, now is the time to do so. And we're just going to be watching closely on SPY for this pattern break and watching Twitter for bullish follow through into the close here. Sure, I'll watch. If it's worth doing, I'll pop back on. But for now, I guess I will be signing off, and I will be sitting here in the chat, so can easily come back on if we see some activity. So thanks for tuning in, and I will perhaps see you in another 40 minutes.